Hello. Okay. You know what? This lighting, all right. Because I have a different setup, I'm going to put it up to the highest possible it can go. But all right, we're going to just give it a little bit of time. I wanted to do this on YouTube so that we can share this, break this down, okay? We're going to break it on down. YouTube Live, okay? YouTube Live. Yes, indeed. All right. So let me, we're going to get this set up right. Just recently relocated. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But you know what? We are here. We are present. And let me just say before I go into it, okay? Before we get into it, please make sure you share this live. Um, I'm constantly, if I'm not on Instagram, Facebook, all of these different social platforms, I'm constantly hearing so many people. They're in pain. They don't know why. Been to every doctor, ran every test. The labs are coming back clear, but you still feel, um, you're not feeling like yourself. You know, and because I know that we have the power within us, not only to heal ourselves, but actually to diagnose ourselves. You are the walking machine to diagnose yourself. This is why it's so important for me to continuously do this work. And so please make sure you share this live. Make sure you stay tuned to the end, because this is going to connect the dots in such a profound way. I had to also just release a lot as well. So I'm doing that now as I'm talking to you, all who's all on this live, because during this Scorpio moon, the message that I got was hold on. Hold on. Those were the two words that I just remember just constantly playing in my head. Hold on. Hold on. So if you're out there and you're listening and you're going through your going throughs, whatever it is that you may be facing during this time, right? Whatever it is, hold on. I'm saying that to myself as I'm saying that to you. Ashe, hold on, because that suffering, that time, it's not going to last long. And one of the things before we get into it is that when we think about time and we think about where we want to be and what we want and what we desire, we further away that thing that we want, that we say we want, because we see something, that future self outside of ourselves, something that's so far away. You're here, and the thing that you want is all the way over here. But if you visualize it in the now, you take away the distance from that thing that you say you are. You're not. I like how Baba Dr. Phil puts it when I took his class. You're not becoming that thing. You are being that which you desire. Be that. Be that. You are that. Ashe. Yes, Ashe. Okay. So hold on. That's the message that I got from this Scorpio moon. I don't know anybody else, what messages y'all got, but I got hold on. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second, because we got a couple of tabs open. How many of y'all are on Pinterest? How many of y'all are on other social sites other than Instagram, TikTok, um, Facebook, YouTube? How many of y'all are on like other sites? All right, I'm gonna actually get up in here. I think this is the one. Oh no, no. Okay, wait a minute. Stop, because this is. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to come up with this photo. Okay, yeah. One moment, y'all. I had it too. I had this photo up, and y'all know I see so many photos. Ah, that's fine. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay, someone said, yeah, they all up in the other. All right, we got it. We got it. We're going to pull it on up. We're going to pull it on up. All right. 5, 25. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay. So give me one moment, y'all. Hold on, hold on. All right. For some reason, it says, there we go. Home, Pinterest. No. No. Okay. For some reason, y'all, I have to share my entire screen. So just bear with me. Okay. Bear with me on this. That's not the one that I wanted to share, but for some reason, okay, we're having some difficulties. Just give me 1 second. All right. All right, you put your hands up. Yeah, I'm actually getting more into other platforms, y'all. I was told to do that through, here it is. I don't know why it's all the way down here. Through one of my coaches with scaling my business. Okay. They were like, you need to get on every platform. You need to stop playing and get on every platform. All right. Y'all, this is you. What's life without technical difficulties, right? It would be just too perfect. It would be just too perfect. All right. It would be too perfect. So we got this. Okay. All right, y'all. We coming on. We coming. I'm trying to get this photo going. But for some reason, I don't know what's happening, y'all. We're gonna get it though. You already know we're gonna get it. But yeah. Oh, you know what? All right. All right. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. And for some reason, gotta share a thing. Put it here. Boom. All right. Let me know if y'all can see that. Because remember, I won't be able to see your comments. I'm only able to see what I'm sharing on my screen. So let me know if y'all can see that. All right. And as always, please make sure that you are sharing this live. Make sure you like it. And if you haven't already, please tap that subscribe button and just, vibe out with me. This will also be put on my Patreon. So those of you who are a Patreon member, this will be on Patreon for every tier. For those who have subscribed as a free subscription, and also for those who are subscribed as a level 1 through level 3. Okay. This is so important. And again, I started out this live. I was on Instagram, and what I was saying, I was scrolling on Facebook, and Facebook is where I find a lot of people that I went to high school with. I'm in generation millennium, born in the 90s, right? So around late 20s, early 30s is when a lot of people the health issues begin to really not manifest, because it's already been there, but the symptoms are starting to increase. And so we in our early 30s, shout out to the mid 90s babies, right? Early 90s, mid 90s, right? And so I'm scrolling, and one of the people I went to high school with, she's just like, I'm so sick and tired of these doctors. I'm going back and forth to doctors. I have these chronic pains every single day. She's living in this chronic pain, y'all, every day. They can't figure out what it is. Then they say it's this, and then they give her this medication, but it doesn't work. Every test, every MRI, CAT scan, whatever, labs are coming back fine, and still nothing. And so she's like, I'm so frustrated. And I just simply, threw a little something in there. Well, hey, have you heard of Iridology? Have you even, have you heard of that? And so, and then many people were chiming in, people that I've known, from back then. And I'm like, if I could just go in the screen and say, hey, this machine to diagnose is literally on your face. It's on your face, okay? So that's what I'm here to share with y'all. That's why I'm here. That's part of my purpose on this earth, is to constantly remind you that the universe is within you. It's never apart from you. And every time you suffer endlessly, going back and forth, constantly trying to figure out what's happening with your health, it's you don't know how powerful you really are. I mean, look at this, family. Now, this story uh is so touching, because here you have a young man, 21 years old, 21, in constant pain for almost 2 years, and in his shoulder. Now, what was so funny, because he's so young, and he gets on the call, and he's like, so I've been having pain. I said, don't you tell me a thing. You don't tell me nothing. You see how when we go to doctors, we're so used to telling our doctors the pains, the symptoms, what's been happening. You don't tell me nothing. I tell you what's happening. And then you're going to be like, wow, okay, like, oh my goodness, I've been feeling X, Y, and Z. Yes, because your eyes are literally the windows to your auric field. That's saying the eyes are the windows to the soul. It's not, oh yeah, I'm just throwing that around. These are ancient texts, scrolls that has been sent, laid down for us. The path is already laid down for us. But because we don't really take these terms seriously, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Know thyself, heal thyself. Know thyself. When you know thyself, you can heal thyself. You knowing this basic anatomy of yourself. And that's what I do. I help break it down so that you can understand in its simplest forms. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Okay, know thyself, heal thyself. The eyes are the windows to the soul, and the soul always, always, always reveals the health conditions of the physical body way before the aches, the pains, the symptoms. The spirit never wants you to suffer. So it's always going to be constantly giving you clues as to what you need to focus on. Whether you take heed, that is on the individual, that's on you. So 21 years young man. And he's like, I was about to tell you, no, don't tell me anything. Now, this has been 2 years ongoing. And actually, his mother made the appointment for him. She's like, I'm tired of seeing my son in pain. And I said, I got to do something. And she's like, he gets on the call, and he tells me how went to doctors, and they just written it off as tendonitis. Oh, you have tendonitis. Okay, this is what it is. I know, I think it was like a few months apart. And each time they said the same thing. But even after he had this tendonitis diagnosis, nothing was given, or no instructions, anything to help him to relieve the pain. It was, you have tendonitis, maybe take some pain medication or whatever. That's it. So as soon as we get on the call, I said, now the first thing I brought up was shoulder. Look at these iris. This is his iris is here. You have the right iris and you have the left iris. Okay. Give me 1 second. Put it in the chat if y'all can see it. Put it in the chat if y'all can see it, right? Right here, you have the right iris and you have the left. You have both irises showing shoulder pain or shoulder markings in the shoulder. Scapula, which is that part of the shoulder here, where when you go to lift up the arm, any kind of like pains, or it'll be hard to lift it up all the way. Okay, so scapula, shoulder area. Both eyes show markings in that region. So automatically, those were the two areas that popped up at me when I looked at his iris before we got on the consultation. I go on to say, hey, I'm seeing the main challenges that I'm seeing with you is dealing with your shoulders. He was just like, oh my God. And picture 21, right? He's 21 years old. So he's just like, yo. He was like, bro, that yes. He was like, yes, I've been in pain for 2 years. Like I've been back and forth to the doctors, and all they stated was tendonitis. And I said, well, you know what? This is gonna blow your mind of what the root is. He was like, I'm ready, because he was just tired at this point. When you in pain for so long, you just tired. You just like ready. Like, I'm open. Y'all ready, family? Are you ready to understand something that we like, oh yeah, I got a little shoulder pain. That's it. But we don't even know if the shoulder pain is leading us to something that we really need to pay attention to. Now, when I look at the shoulder, anytime I'm looking at the shoulders, I always look at specific organs. Number one, the gallbladder, then the liver, and I'm looking at the pancreas. I'm also looking at the markings around the scapula. You see that nerve ring there? You see how white it is? Irritation. The nerves are irritated. Now, there's a specific nerve in the right scapula called the phrenic nerve. That's PHRENIC nerve. I want you to remember that. Anyone wants to put it in the chat, please go ahead and do that, so that people who's chiming in can be like, oh yeah, that's what she's talking about, right? So there's a nerve in your shoulder that not only is localized in the shoulder, that nerve is directly connected to your gallbladder. Any kind of obstruction in the liver, gallbladder, any kind of gallstones, any kind of sludge, toxins will irritate that nerve, leading that phrenic nerve that radiates all the way to the shoulder. And any kind of pain in the shoulders will let me know there are gallstones present. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now, how many of you in the chat have had issues ever with gallstones before? And if so, have you had pain in specifically your right shoulder? So if you can see like my screen, well, you see my screen, but I don't know if you can see me. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because I want to see you all. Okay. I want to see you all. Okay. There is, you see here, this is let's look. Hey, how you doing? Hey, all right. You got the right shoulder here, right here. And you have specific points. Look at that right here. It says GB. That is a specific nerve that radiates all the way into the gallbladder. GB stands for gallbladder. Look at that. This is an acupuncture doll. Someone said this is amazing how you can look in a person's eyes and tell what's going on in their body. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay. This nerve radiating from the shoulder, he's in pain. The root, it's not just localized to the shoulder. It's not, oh yeah, let's just look at the shoulder. Okay. It's connected all the way into the gallbladder region. And that's how I was able to connect the dots and decode through his iris that the shoulder pain was much more deeper than just some pain. But it was actually the gallbladder. And you can see, if you looked at the iris that I shared, which I'm going to share it again. I just wanted to quick look at the chat right quick. Look at these markings in the liver, in the gallbladder, liver, gallbladder, pancreas. Look how dark it is in the pancreas. See, the pancreas is like the cousin to the liver and gallbladder. They all work together. And when it comes to enzymatic action, when it comes to bile flowing through the intestines. And bile family is so important because it helps with digestion of fats, carbohydrates, proteins. Those of you who may have B12 deficiencies, certain mineral deficiencies, vitamin deficiencies like A and E and D, that's all linked to poor bile or disruption of the bile ducts, which is obstruction due to the gallstones. And so I know you're probably wondering, well, how come someone as young as 21 could possibly have stones? Yeah, it starts at any age, really. It starts, especially if a person has lived their life on excessive fried foods. See, that's the main thing that causes that, is fried foods. Let me tell you something about fried foods, because I don't think we really understand how detrimental fried foods are. Anything overly cooked in oil. If you like French fries, I'd rather you bake it, or, maybe air fry it, like very, very little oil. The body cannot take oil, especially when it's mixed with certain vegetables or starches. So let's say you have a meal and you're eating French fries, let's say a standard Chick-fil-A. Because you have these saturated fats, these oils that are entering into the body, your gallbladder has to release so much bile in order to process what you just eaten. And if it has certain amounts stored in the gallbladder at a specific time. But if you're constantly eating like this every day, the liver and the gallbladder has to keep up with the demand of what you're doing to it. So I'm eating fried foods every single day. My liver, my pancreas, my gallbladder, my colon has to keep up with this demand to digest more fats. Well, it can't. And what happens is plaque begins to build up. You know what that plaque is called? Cholesterol. You see that little shimmy ring, little shimmy right there? Right there. Shimmy, y'all. All right? Y'all see that ring right there? Put something in the chat if y'all can see that. Right? That is what you call plaque, lipids. And it's forming in it, and he's 21. And you're probably like, well, how does that happen? It forms in every eye. Let me explain this to you. Let me break this down. I want to look at it really quick so that I could really, really reach you all. Poor health doesn't just happen when you turn 50, 40, 35, 37. It's happening the entire time. Your entire life is now. There is no what's to come. You're 30, right? And I'm going to wait until I'm 40 to change my diet because I don't want to live my life a certain way in my 40s and 50s. Whatever you do right here and now is preparing or how should I say it? Is already governing how you're going to live in those later years, because there's no separation of time. Time is within you. We as mankind, or them as mankind, have given us the illusion of time. You're 30 now, and then suddenly 50 years old, you have high blood pressure, you have glaucoma, you have fatty liver. You've had it all along. But because we're not in tune with ourselves, we lack spiritual connection with ourselves. We don't know these sciences that our ancients have left for us, that this is where these, what we call these different diseases, comes into play. And all of these diseases that we have hundreds of names for is one disease. And what is it? It's based upon the body constantly in defense mode. That is it. But you're an illusion of time. We are an illusion of disease. There is no disease. This is all your body working for you. I did a video the other day breaking down something called fibromuscular dysplasia. Ooh, that's a long word. And how many times we get diagnosed with these long name diseases? What is that, doc? Oh my gosh. Well, what can I do? And what do they, I don't even know the protocol. I'm trying to remember what one of my clients told me, that really they just give you anti-inflammatory things to take, medications to take. When really, if you really go deep into fibro is the fibrous tissue. Then you're talking about fibromuscular dysplasia. Really, that is the excess tissue that's gathering in the inner layer of the arteries. And what happens is, because the body is constantly trying to defend itself, it's growing this excess fibrous tissue. But why? Why is it doing that? Because it thinks it needs to. It thinks it needs to. If you're constantly in inflammation mode, the body's going to respond. That's what your lymphatic system, immune system is designed to do. Let's say we are at war, right? We're at war, and you have your army already ready for you. And it's time to fight. Oh, let's fight. We got to fight. Oh, we won the battle. Now we have all these, dead soldiers everywhere. It's time to clean house. And that's where a lot of the inflammation comes from, where they're trying to clean up the old and the dead soldiers. That's your old and worn out cells that died in the war. The body is always at war for you. So what happens is, nobody came to tell the soldiers the war is over. Nobody told them it was over. So they keep fighting. And all of this, these debris, dead soldiers are racking up. That's the tissue. And you know why nobody told them, or you know what the analogy is to no one told them the war is over? That's the inflammation in your body, because it's nonstop. And so now you constantly are in inflamed mode. So the body constantly has to protect you. And that's why we're in a lot of pain. Or we have these different disease names, really to try to explain away something that I just broke down literally in 3 minutes. And notice I don't need to name the condition, because I'm not coming from an egotistical place to help you. If I was coming egotistically, yeah, I can say, you have this, you need this herb. I'm showing you where the tissue weakness is, explaining and giving you a teaching moment, so that it's not, you're not like separate from understanding exactly what's happening in your body, so that you can begin to solve the challenge. That's it. It's so simple, but we don't understand how powerful we are. And if we truly did, we would understand to use this science fully in its full capacity, because this is who you are. So I'm going to share my screen again. If anyone has questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. All right. I'm going to be getting off of here in a moment. Okay. So you notice here, both irises showed, again, we showed the shoulder pain in both irises. That's how I was able, to zone in on that. We talked about the nerve, which is called the phrenic nerve, and that begins with the P. Okay, the P is silent. That it's in the shoulder and it's directly connected to the gallbladder. He also stated what? What did he also confirm? He also confirmed that he was having pain in his upper right abdomen. I have to stop sharing my screen for a moment. He also confirmed not only was he having shoulder pain, you see that? GB, gallbladder acupressure point. He was having pain right here, gallbladder. Look at that. And what did I tell you guys last year? Put something in the chat. If you feeling this live, put it in the chat. What did I say last year? I said, family, I am going to dedicate my full time into really dissecting the liver and the gallbladder. And it's how it's connected to virtually every health challenge that we face today. Did you know that the liver is responsible for every cell? When I mean every cell, I mean every cell in the human body. You're talking about trillions in every part of the body, too. Please do understand that the cells in every organ has its own inner consciousness. Your liver is its own living soul, because the liver is conscious of itself. And the cells, which is those hepatocytes, are conscious of itself. It knows what to do. It knows its functions. It's like you get up every day, you have a ritual, you brush your teeth, wash your face. That's how the liver works. That's how your gallbladder works. That's how your ovaries work. That's how your prostate works. Constantly knowing what to do. But because we don't have this understanding, we don't. How many of us talk to our organs? Do you talk to yourself? Do you talk? I remember a few months ago, I just felt like I was doing so much trying to lose weight. I'm like, I know what to do, because I've for years I was always between a size 4 and a size 6. And, after my mother transition, I kind of climbed up to a size 8, y'all. I was like, man, nah, we can't have this. And so I'm like, I said, I know I have, or know I was having like a thyroid weakness. I started talking to my thyroid. And you know what happened, family? I literally felt a sensation on my right side of my thyroid lobe. Literally. I kid you not. You think I'm just talking. I kid you not. I felt a sensation on the right side of my thyroid lobe, because that's where the weakness is, on my right side of my thyroid lobe. If I have pictures of my eyes, and I shared it before. There's a vein that points directly to my thyroid, and that's how I knew in my mid-20s that I had a thyroid weakness. Now, it wasn't apparent then, but I was already prepared for the now, and I did that 7-8 years ago. So I started feeling this sensation, and next thing I know, I started this journey. What, December? If y'all see my pictures that from my old videos, my face was okay. I have to say I love myself either way in every stage, but of course, when you're slimming down, you just love it even more. And and also doing my liver flushes also helped a lot. And we're gonna do a whole nother video on that. I have some testimonies coming through. I got to remind them to send it to me, post it on the site, because man, That is a whole. I'm just so excited, y'all. Like, y'all have no idea, because I told y'all last year I'm dedicating my entire studies to cracking the codes on the connection to the liver, gallbladder, and every challenge that we face in health today. So, before I get into that more, because I'm getting overly excited, right? While we do that, while we wait, please make sure that you share this live, subscribe, and continue to vibe. I will be putting my Patreon link after this. I'm done with this live, so that you guys can tap in on my Patreon. I have I believe we do videos every Friday. Every Friday, it should be released by 6 o'clock. I gotta check my schedule, but yeah, that's how we have it on Patreon. Okay. Please forgive for those who are paid subscribers. It's been a couple of weeks, only because they're relocated, but gotta keep teaching. Got to keep teaching. And I have to remind you all, I am not new to this. All right. I've been doing this. I have been in this art, in this healing for 8 years now. I've seen over 500 irises, and you all are my teachers. You all are I learn something new every time I look at your iris. And I'm not just looking at your iris, I am looking at your spirit in real time. What is your spirit trying to convey to me? Sometimes I sit here, I just sit here and I sit back and I stare at the iris for minutes. Sometimes I stare at it for an hour. It's a lot of work that goes into my consultations. It's not just zip, zip, let's hop on an hour call. I have to feel what's going on. Not, oh, yeah, oh, this marking. Oh, let me knock this down. That's it. Boom, boom, boom. That's all it is. No, I have to feel you so that I can help you. And you can help yourself. That's what it's all about. Okay. So this is what I told this client. I said, listen, there's nerve challenges. It's really the nerve in the shoulder that is that's the pain, right? Anytime you're dealing with pain, that's the nerves. And because the nerve that radiates to the gallbladder from the shoulder to the gallbladder, because the gallbladder is obstructed, there's the bowel duct is obstructed, liver irritation, gallbladder irritation. That's what's happening. And so what I instructed them to do was to do the liver gallbladder flush, which I'm going to get into. We do have that coming up on June 16th through June the 22nd. Okay. June 16th to June the 22nd. And that's, we do it 4 times a year. It is amazing, y'all. It's fire. And now I'm coming out with my new liver chi butter. And I'm going to be talking about that as well. All right. And I've been doing these liver flushes with my group for what? We've been doing this since last year, March. Yeah, last year March was like the first year we kicked it off. We have over 60 people in the community. 60 people, so many people are doing the liver flush. All right, so we're going to talk more about that. So if you are not joined in that group, if you have not invested in your liver flush, this is your sign to do it. So I told this client, I said, first, to alleviate the pain, you want to go and get a chiropractor visit, and you want to have them work on your manipulate the nerves. That's what chiropractors do, to help alleviate the pressure, to move the chi. They help move acupunctures specifically, but chiropractors can do it too, because really it's just stored chi in the body, or stored chi in the body. We have to move that energy. And so I told them specifically work on the C3, C4, and C5 nerve roots, and that's the cervical region of the spine. So iridology doesn't just tie in what's going on, what herb you need, but it also works well with acupuncture, chiropractic. It shows you what part of the spine you need aligned. and I can write a comprehensive report, right? And send if you print it out, you go to your chiropractor, hey, my iridologist said I need a chiropractic appointment, and this is the nerve roots that they would like for you to work on. And once they start moving and moving that energy in that specific part of the spine, then they be like, she's right on, you're tight right here. You're absolutely tight. So yeah, it works extremely well with other sciences and modalities. Okay, it doesn't just end in okay, you had your iridology blueprint. You need other therapies to help you. Okay. I also again the chiropractic, the liver gallbladder. And then also there was some other things that I did suggest for him so that he can constantly move forward when it comes to his health, and that he can, have that alleviating pain. I also suggested to do like topical creams to rub on that area for anti-inflammation. I do have my anti-inflammation butter, which is on my website as well. Okay, so there was just a few things, but I just wanted to share that with you all because a lot of times we have these pains and we're like, oh, it's just my shoulder. Oh, it's just my ankle. We don't really know what this all is connected to on an anatomical and spiritual level. Okay. So let's talk about the liver flush. All right. I do want to share. I'm gonna go here. It is. No. All right. We're actually gonna go here, and that's my blog, yeah. But if you guys are interested in getting the blog, please put it in the chat, and I will send you um a link to my blog. Okay. So here, this is the liver flush kits, and it's the summer solstice edition. So again, we start the liver flush June 16th through June 22nd. So what does this look like? From June 16th to June 22nd, you're eating light. That means no fried foods, very little cooked foods. And if you are cooking foods, it has to be steamed with little to no oil. If you are using oil, it should not be heated. You can put it on salads as a salad dressing, things like that. And that's for the 6 days. For those 6 days, you're also drinking tart cherry juice, and that's a purpose for that. It's all in my ebook, which you're going to receive once you invest in your liver flush kit. Okay, you get a free ebook once you invest in your kit. Okay, and so that'll detail how to do the liver flush, experiences other people had with the liver flush. If you've never done a liver flush before, this is something you want to read, because a lot of times we're like, oh my God, I've never done this before. I'm a little scared. I'm a little hesitant. No, we don't want you to be scared. We don't want you to be hesitant. I want you to welcome this journey, right? And have all the tools you need, everything, marked off so that you can do this with ease. So that's what you're doing mainly for the 6 days. You're drinking tart cherry juice. The last day, which is Saturday, you're drinking the grapefruit juice, the olive oil, and then the magnesium citrate. The magnesium citrate, which you see here, is the that's going to help open up your gallbladder so that any stones that's ready to come out, it's going to come out easier or easily. The liver chi blend, that is something that you're drinking for those 6 days as well, at least 1 cup a day for that 6 days. Okay, and that's going to also support and tone your liver and your gallbladder with the specific herbs like cassia, beetroot, artichoke flower, dandelion, milk thistle, all of those different herbs that work synergistically so that you're sealing any leaks in the liver, spiritually and physically. Okay. And so after you do that, you do the grapefruit juice, you do the olive oil, and boom, you are releasing all of those stones. And you may be on this live like, but I don't have stones. I don't have gallstones. Well, let me tell you something. I have had many clients and many people do this liver flush who didn't even know they had stones in their liver and gallbladder, walking around with gallstones and didn't know it. How many of us know somebody who had their gallbladder removed due to excessive gallstones? I'm gonna put mine up because I know a few people. I know a few people, right? Put it in the chat if you know someone who had their gallbladder removed, right? And so what we're doing here, we're saving that. We're helping you to save your gallbladder. This is a surgery that's overly done in where America, okay? So that's what I do with the liver gallbladder program. Right now it's $85. We are adding the liver chi butter. Let me pull that up. Let me pull up that liver chi butter. So the liver chi butter is going to be a topical cream that's going to you're going to rub specifically on the liver gallbladder zone. Let me share my screen. You're going to rub on the liver gallbladder zone. And so it's going to, because that area where the liver gallbladder is so thin, the skin is so thin, it's going to literally like just absorb into the liver area. And that's going to help, you know, ease the process with gallstones coming out. Any kind of pains or strains or any uncomfortability during the flush, that butter is going to help. Okay, so that's going to come with the kit. That's coming out next week. So you want to make sure you are one of the first to get. Okay, I do have it sold separately so that for those who are already in the liver flush can do that, can just purchase it. I do want to add that the liver flush kit is not just for one flush. Okay, that's what's amazing about it, y'all. That's what's so amazing about it. For just $85, it gives you access to 4 flushes. 4. And when I think about thousands of dollars that we are constantly chasing our tail trying to get answers to our health, co-pays and the whole nine, $85 for 4 flushes for you to do your own surgery on yourself in the most holistic manner. Cannot beat that. Okay, so June 16th through June 22nd, I invite you to join. You will get the free ebook immediately sent to you once you purchase your liver flush kit. And I will send you the link to join my WhatsApp healing community. We have about 60 people in the group, y'all. And I mark my words, we're going to have 100. We're going to have 100 before, I would like to say, by the autumn equinox one, the autumn equinox, we're gonna have 100 people. Mark my words, 100 people, autumn equinox, liver flush. Remember, we do it 4 times a year, aligned with every season. You're supposed to detox during every season because during every season you have to constantly defend the body, get rid of waste to welcome in that season. And every season, the blood flows differently. In the summertime, your blood is going to be wide open, right? Wide open. And what does that mean? Your vessels are going to dilate. They're going to open up more because it's hot. So it's easier for toxins to leave the body. That's why the summer solstice one is the best liver flush, because it's going to literally be so much easier to release the waste. But in the winter months, in the colder months, it gets constricted. Not saying you can't do it, but it's a little more constricted. So summer months are the best time. Summer and spring are the best times to do any cleanses. I love my spring equinox liver flush, and I love the summer solstice. It's easy to eat, like watermelon, peaches, plums, all of those juicy fruits. Okay, so any other questions on the what we broke down? How The eyes really decode what's happening. For the next video, I have some stories, yeah. For those of you who are struggling with weight gain, you want to gain weight, right? We in our community, we focus so much on losing weight. Oh, I gotta lose weight. I got dealing with hypothyroidism. But what about my people dealing with hyper? When they're losing weight, their metabolism is too fast and they're not able to keep on them healthy gains. Come on, y'all. I'm thinking about you. If that's you and that's your dilemma, this is going to shock you. So we got a testimony coming out for that. Hopefully they send. I got 2 people that gain healthy weight after what they've done, what I've showed them to do. And when I tell you they were struggling for years to put on this healthy weight, years, family. So we're gonna crack the codes, and that's coming out. That is coming out. So stay tuned for that. What else? Make sure you guys. Oh, I'm going to put the link to my Patreon. You guys can join as a free member, but just keep in mind that when you join as a free member, you may not have access to all the perks. Okay, that is my Patreon here. Okay, this is my Patreon here. So you can subscribe to the Patreon as a free member or level 1, level 2, level 3 tier, where we're going to be posting a lot of information there as well. I'm really getting into just really decoding, the iris, not just looking at it on a physical level, but what the iris is speaking on, what the spirit is saying. That's important. We constantly have to remember that we are the essence. This voice that I speak is the body that I'm using while I'm here on this planet. But it is the essence within me that is carrying forth this body, this avatar. And it's the essence, that spirit essence that reveals what's happening and what's to come. And I'm going to turn this light down. It's very bright. Thank you all so much for tapping in. I see you, Tia. All right. I see you, Sirius B. All right. I see you, Glorious. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, but I do love my face when it's a little slimmer. So I am loving, let me tell you, I was like a puffer fish. But you know what? It's all right. Went through some things. I acknowledged it, and here I am. But all right, y'all, I'm getting off of here. We almost at the hour mark. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you share this live if you are watching the recording. I really trust that you enjoyed this one. If you are ready to schedule your Iridology consultation, please do so now, between now and June 9th. After June 9th, the prices do go up on June 9th. Okay, so if you want to lock in the price that I have right now, please schedule your consultation today. Get the answers to your health. No more running around in pain, trying to figure out what's going on, doctor to doctor, and you still don't know what's happening. I am confident, and family, when I tell you I'm confident that whatever your pains are, I will decode it. Not I think, I am decoding your pain, and I know I can do it because the eyes don't lie. So go ahead and schedule your consultation, and then from there you get an herbal protocol. We do have different packages where you can purchase the Iridology and herbal protocol at once. There is a package on this site for that. Again, thank you so much, family. Also, the liver flush starts June 16th. I did post that on my social sites. So just make sure that if you are ready to do the liver flush, we start June 16th. And it doesn't matter what health condition you have or what you think you don't have. Everybody benefits from doing the liver flush. You have to be 16 years old and up. So if you're thinking about doing this for your child, they have to be 16 years old and up. If you need any more information, please email me info@holisticapalace.com. I am going to put that in the chat. And if you're just tuning in, we just broke down an amazing iris study, where we talked about how the shoulder pain was not just localized to the shoulder, y'all. It was connected to gallstones or liver gallbladder obstruction. Yeah. So you definitely want to watch this entire live to understand that every pain will be explained. Having a consultation with me is not just a consultation, it's an activation. I'm activating you into understanding just how powerful you really are and that you have the tools the entire time to heal thyself. And I take you back to those ancient texts. Know thyself, heal thyself. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Thank you so much, family, for tuning in. I appreciate you all. And I will see you next time when we break down how to gain healthy weight without overeating. Peace, love, and light, y'all.